Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Oh, geez, not again. Ugh, what am I doing with my life? Let's get an audio check here. 1 second. You know the rule. Oh, geez. Excellent. Welcome back. Obviously, you guys like watching another guy watch YouTube. It's kind of weird. I only got 8 people doing it. That's extra weird. So here we are again. I've had a weird week. Went to go see the doctor and said I was an alcoholic because my last urine sample came back with an olive in it. Ugh. So here we are. We're going to watch YouTube videos. I'm going to crack jokes. I didn't really prep for this very well because I've been super busy. Today was a beautiful day to fly, but I had band practice and they screwed it for me. So I was busy all day. I couldn't prep for anything good, but what the heck is this anyways? So I'm going to throw up some YouTube videos that I found from the past week. A couple extra that might be a month old. And if you want to call in and chat, I'll put the link in. I'll interrupt the video, bring you on, talk 5-10 minutes, talk about whatever you want, whatever you're doing, paramotoring, struggles, issues, adventures. If you just want to come on and talk about your personal problems, I'm your therapist. So let's get into it. All right, we got John Ripa in Colombia. He's filming some landings, doing some paragliding.
Boop! Nice!
All right, we got John Ripa in Colombia. He's filming some landings.
Did that thing glide?
Apparently, he's the paragliding paparazzi too. I like watching paragliding stuff though. Fascinates me. Can imagine landings is a little bit easier on it. Just depending on what you're doing.
So Marin's inside.
Beer. Ooh, sorry, I meant to say shit. Sorry.
Look at this. Look at this.
They're like landing out in the field like I would.
Again.
I want to take this up, but I'm worried about my aim. I have bad aim. Just look at my bathroom. I'm telling you, this is what I want to do. I'm going to quit my job, move to Utah, fly off point of the mountain all the time. Sounds like a good life.
Couple thermals out there. Dominic!
Kurt, so do I want to paraglide with Trevor Steele? So I've talked to him a little bit. The thing with me and what I choose to do, though, is I really want to ask Santa Croce about it. Santa Croce is like one of the uber top dogs that have been around forever. But I really want to reach out to somebody. Like, I want to do it the right way, and I don't want to do it for free just because I do PBG, because paragliding is entirely different. But I can't spend a whole ton of money to go do. I can't afford to go take a $2,500 course to do it. But if someone's like, hey, you can kite, you can do this, I'll rent you gear, whatever, help you out, $1,000, you know, that's something I can do. So I'm really trying to get feelers between cost, logistics, and personalities that I'm going to gel with, because yeah, I'm a little bit out there. If someone doesn't really quite want to work with me,
I got him.
I kind of want to get with somebody that I'll gel with really, really well. So I'm going to just put out some feelers and see who it is. You know, I don't need to go out and learn from the best of the best. It could be some weird honky. And, you know, I'm extremely coachable and stuff like that, but I want to find somebody that will be excited to see me there, and then I can follow their instruction. Hey, Mike, if you want to go out to Point of the Mountain and you shove me off a cliff, I'll do it. I've got a Skyhiker Mike video on this. I should bust that up next, so I can talk a bunch of shit. Yeah. I've got a Skyhiker Mike.
Stall it! Stall it!
Yeah, don't let John Ripa teach you how to drive a stick shift.
Come on back! Come on back here!
You come back here now. I was going to do paragliding in May, but apparently I'm getting dragged to Bad Apples with an importer, so I'm going to have to push that to the middle of the summer. Yeah, Jade will shove me off of a cliff without a wing. She'd be like, fly, bitch. Look at that ample fairing. Yes. Man, that'd be so much fun.
I'll go.
You want a video vertical or sideways?
Gotta do it sideways. Landscape. Always videotape landscape. Nobody cares about reels. All right, let's move on. Let's pull up Skyhiker Mike. He's watching. I've been an early fan. Should I judge his music?
I just wanna stay in the sun where I find. I know it's hard sometimes. Pieces of peace in the sun's peace of mind.
Oh yeah.
It's hard
Look at that
sometimes.
beautiful face.
Yeah, I think about the end just way too much. But it's fun to
I was a follower of Skyhiker Mike for a while. Yeah, I finally got to meet him in October. Down in Denver. You got a picture perfect landing for me. By picture perfect. Yeah, never mind. I really, really want to go take a snow flight. It snowed here, went super frigid, then melted, and it was just a hot mess.
That's easy to say. We have a list of people that we would take. A bullet for them, a bullet for you, a bullet for everybody in this room. But they don't seem to see many bullets coming through. See many bullets coming through. Metaphorically, I'm the man. But literally, I
See one of these like circles he draws in the snow. Come on, Mikey. You gotta throw it in a circle. You buy your jeans like that?
I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride.
Put the link in the chat if anybody wants to use it. And this is a call-in show. If you want to call in, talk to me, click that link. I'll put you up.
I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much.
Thinking too much. That's why you gotta do drugs. And you won't think too much.
I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much.
Nope, he's gonna do it. Oh, he's going for it. You gotta throw it in a circle. Come on. Come on now. Get out of your compass. Yeah, Kurt, I need to get out and do some kiting. Next good weather day, I'll do it. I haven't been in a rush to get back up in the air because I've been trying to focus on getting my health back up, which I've been doing successfully. Ate nothing but rabbit food, and I gave up energy drinks and started exercising. I'm not miserable every day now. It's amazing what can happen when you're not poisoning yourself.
I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much.
I said bird. All right, nice one, Mikey. All right, there is one I really want to look at because it just came out. I don't watch YouTube anymore unless it's like Kyle O. So Santa Croce just came out with a new video. See what he's got. Oh, look at that production quality. This is serious business. You're not a big shot unless you got that production quality.
What's up, gang? It's Chris here, Superfly. Super psyched to be back with you again. It's been a minute since we put out some YouTube videos.
Oh, he's not wearing a loud
but
jacket
as you
this
may
time,
know, we are pumping out these YouTube videos from time to time. Really big on content,
You gotta
a
get
little
that
low
side
on
shot.
production quality,
Gotta get that
pretty
lighting.
high on the quirkiness. It seems to work. Based on some feedback we received, we're having a little chat today about stalls.
Based
and
on the
so
feedback,
first
he's
we'll
not
start off
wearing
with a
his
little
loud
bit
freaking
of a
jacket.
historical perspective.
I almost bought
I
one.
have been paragliding for like 32 years, maybe this year, something like that, and teaching the whole time. I did around 16, 18 years of boat towing, maneuvers, SIV as it were, 60-ish days a year. So I'm not very good at math, but it seems like a lot of towing, a lot of maneuvers, and I've been there as a maneuvers coach, coaching people to engage in stalls. And times have changed. I'm not doing as much boat towing these days. SIV,
Great.
a lot of
Stall.
other people are
Get with
taking the lead,
Ripa.
and I really appreciate
Get
it.
out
I
dry
can't
stick
tell
shift.
these guys who are doing the maneuvers how much we appreciate them. It's really important work, and a lot of people are getting after it, so big success there. They're coaching folks through a lot of different maneuvers, up to and also including stall. And the question is, how beneficial is this maneuver and what is the use? So having done it for years and years, I know that all of the maneuvers that we do are in the neighborhood of up to about an 8 out of 10, meaning not crazy intense. But when you
scale
cross
from
the
1 to
threshold
Steve,
and go
I give
into
it
the
an 8.
stall, then we find ourselves pushing like almost guaranteed 11. Like it's just a little on the crazy side. And it's hard for a new pilot to sort of calibrate on that and know what they're signing up for. Some people will nail it on their first go and it'll be clean. And it's also true that a big percentage of the people will have some wild events associated with their stall
like wild
practice.
events.
And so as a young maneuvers coach, I would just celebrate that like crazy. Dude, that's why you came here, was to get a little out of control.
I
Dude,
came here
that's
for
why
the
you
lighting
came
and
here, was
production
to
quality.
really trash on your glider and see what it looks like when it's just all the way stalled. Dude, that's why you came here, was to throw your reserve and land in the water. Aren't you stoked? And I tried that for years and years and years. And I even convinced myself that it was just spot on. As I got older, I found out that it's actually not that nice of a thing to do to people. I found out that in the grand scheme of things, when bad things happen during the stall and it gets wild and folks throw their reserves, somebody screwed up, like the coach screwed up on the progression. What's happening is a lot of people are out there maneuvering. A lot of coaches are dishing out this stall coaching, and it's getting a little wild. And these people leave pretty elated.
What do you mean by these
but
people?
when they reflect on it, they figure out that they may have something resembling what we tend to refer to as a fear injury. Like, it got so wild, it got so out of control that they lost a little bit of the fun that was associated with
Fear
the
injury.
SIV.
That's why I can't
In
make
some
love
cases,
to a
can take
woman
a little bit
anymore.
of the fun out of paragliding in general. So in some cases, they'll have a riser twist, sometimes the big cravat, sometimes they'll tear the glider. However it may shake down, it is true that sometimes these people go down the road and they don't log it as a plus. So it raises the question, what is the utility in this maneuver? What is the value?
Excuse
me. So years and years, people would circle back and I would say, hey, on that stall thing that we did, how useful did you think it was? How would you rate it? And they would say things like, well, it satisfied a curiosity for me, but I haven't seen myself using it in the last year. I'm going to start to argue that maybe, just maybe, stalling like crazy isn't that beneficial. I'm going to argue a little bit that stalling might not be that useful of a maneuver. A quick poll of like folks that have been around. Hey, have you ever used the stall to reset the glider? Tons of people that I know that have been at it for a while, myself included, we've never stalled it to fix it. When you execute a stall in the SIV environment, it's going to take, a couple hundred feet. And it's true that when you're out there in combat, flying in some place where you get a big deflation and then a subsequent cravat, that you might not have that couple hundred feet. And when people go and do these multiple stall cycles, Turkey, Garda, et cetera, it starts to be ingrained in them that when things go haywire, that they're meant to stall it. Meanwhile, sometimes there's not enough room for that. There's not altitude for that. Big questions. I don't have all the answers, but I do want to just throw out the argument that maybe, just maybe, the stalls aren't that valuable. I want to throw out the argument that maybe, just maybe, it's not a nice thing to stall people on their first SIV. And I want to throw out the idea that when you're out there in combat, it might not be the stall executed in an SIV that you want to do to fix your situation. It might be that reserve might be more appropriate than a stall. It's also the case that being able to clear a tip that's stuck in, and this is the argument that people are going to make, what do you do when you have the tip stuck in and you just can't figure out any other way to get it out? The truth is that a aggressive brake input on the stuck side is really the trick. So it kind of looks a little bit more like a spin toward the stuck tip. And I'm going to argue that maybe, just maybe, a little more time spent on the spin or a little bit more discussion surrounding the topic of how do you aggressively clear a stuck tip without doing a couple hundred feet of stall. And so I'm throwing that one out there for folks to chew on. I'm really super interested to hear what people have to say. I'd love it if you would throw your experience into the comments. Let us know how it went for you. Let us know if you've ever used a stall to fix it. Let us know if you've ever been to a SIV in which you did some stalls and it got wild and you didn't feel like you were taken care of. And more than anything, as a parting shot here, I want to reach out to the SIV coaches, stateside and otherwise, and just say, hey, maybe let's be a little nicer to these people. Let's let them come and do an SIV and just skip that part of it. And
you're
just
gonna need those sunglasses, Chris. Your future is looking bright.
Stall, but not doing the stall. And let them come back with a bunch of stoke, having meditated on the stall, having studied the stall on video, having logged a successful SIV. And when they come back and they are declaring that that's why they are there and that's their mission, maybe then engage in the stall stuff with people and you'll have more solid outcomes. As an instructor, when I send people out to go do SIV, I tell them, hey, go and do everything that they ask, but when it comes stall time, just don't do it. Just tell the coach that you'll be back next weekend or next month or next year or whenever it may be. Come back on the second occasion and then check out the stall. Be sure to throw a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let us know if you have any feedback, ideas for other videos. If you happen to be in Salt Lake City, then come visit us. Right now it's November.
Does that even
We
apply
just
to
came
me?
back from the hill and we're flying mini wings and mustaches in the sunset. And so we're always up to good stuff year round. And you're welcome to join us. Looking forward to seeing you around.
All right. So got Chris's message about stalls on SIVs. It's interesting. Never heard anybody talk about them that way. All right. Who do we want to do next? Ooh, that's a long one. Oops. I do not want ads. Let's do Trevor. Got Trev.
Whenever I got
Gonna do a snowy flight after this ad.
Vaping gave me
Yeah.
peace of mind, but it really didn't.
Hey guys, Trevor here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I went out to the LZ number 2, or what I call LZ2, and I wanted to go on a little bit of a cross-country flight to this mountain that I've seen for 10 years and never flown. Well, when I arrived at
everything
the
is
LZ,
within walking
it was
distance
quite
if you
literally
have the time.
snowing and the wind was gusting.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure it was going to be one of those days where you drive out there, don't fly, and drive home. But after a little time went by, I decided to go for a bit of a test flight to see how the weather actually was. It started to calm down a little bit. It was no longer snowing. So I went for a quick test flight and realized that it was quite smooth. I think it wasn't perfectly smooth, but it was smooth enough that I could totally fly for hours, despite the fact that there is a snowstorm going on right next to me. So I land from my little test flight, which I did in literally sweats and a light jacket. Don't do it. Don't recommend it. It was under 30 degrees, even though I didn't really get cold. And I decided to go on this cross-country flight. So let me explain that one a little bit to you. I took off here at what we call LZ2, and I wanted to fly to what I believe is called West Mountain. It's about 15 miles to fly to, which is nothing for paramotor pilots. And so I took off and I started heading towards that mountain along the shoreline of Utah Lake. You can kind of see the pathway that I took to get there. This was a very fun, cold, and enjoyable flight. So let's get into the video.
Let's
do this.
Okay, guys, I am back. We are up. I've made it to the lake. It took me way too long to get all situated.
Got some shit on your pants, Trevor.
Get my GoPro out, hit record, sync up the audio. There's just like a whole lot of stuff to do, and it's really hard to do with big gloves. We launched at 2:55. It is about 3 o'clock right now.
2:55?
The reason
That's
that is
tomorrow.
important is because in order to know about how long you can fly, you need to know a couple of things. Number one, you need to know your launch time. Number two, you need to know your cruising RPMs. The reason you need to know those two things is because based on your cruising RPMs, you'll know about what your liters per hour burn is going to be. And
I'm gonna need a
mix
liter
that
of
with
cola.
what time you launched, and you can kind of figure out how much longer you have. So I launched at 2:55. Let's just call it 3 o'clock for easy math. I've got about 2 hours or more of gas in my gas tank. I launched with 10 liters because that's the other piece that you need to know, right? Launched with 10 liters. I've got about 2 hours or more of gas in my gas tank. So if I want to, I can go 60 miles if I'm cruising at 30 miles an hour, which I don't think I'm doing quite 30 right now. I'm actually cruising pretty slow, but my RPMs are
slow down. I want to get there, but I want to get there alive.
Stupid good at 5,000 feet, which is where I'm flying at. All right, guys. Well, I trimmed out and I kind of sped my way over to this mountain.
A filter on
15
minutes
into the
DaVinci
flight,
Resolve,
okay?
which he might be editing
I don't know
on.
why you need to know that,
really
but it only
cuts
took me
out
15
background
minutes to
noise
get here.
really well
It's
on
only
top
like
of what
10 miles,
he was using.
which is
Saw
really
something about that 6
nothing,
months ago.
to cover. I've never come to this mountain over here before. Had a little bit of ridge lift off this hill. Given I'm not getting any turbulence and didn't get any turbulence on the way to the hill, there's either
You got to
no
get that
rotor
turbulence.
or I am not on the lee side. Check this out. Yes. It's not a very tall mountain. Not a whole lot of space on it. It's not a whole lot to it, but it is one of those things that I've stared at for 10 years and always wanted to fly. Now, if you'll notice, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm not just like hammering down. I'm trying to baby the throttle as much as I can. I'm trying to do honestly as little as I possibly can with the throttle, and ride as much lift as I can to conserve fuel as much as possible. One of the little things that you could do is just try not to throttle as much as you can. You know, if you could just slowly climb to the top, slowly climb to the top. If there isn't a rush,
Got to have
rush.
that delayed gratification.
There's
Got to
not
do
a
it
whole lot
slowly.
of snow, and I'm still
I'm an impatient man,
quite
though. I
warm.
can't do it.
Would be a big bummer to get cold because it's a long ways back if it's cold. 15 minutes is a long time cold. My heated gloves are both still kicking. I can still feel the warmth.
Like they teach you in Siberian survival
I'm
school.
really taking
You
my
gotta
time,
share
guys.
bodily
I'm walking
warmth.
through a little bit of what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. You know, my motor is not hitting full 8,500 RPM, so the difference between 75 and 85 is very noticeable. And so I'm really taking my time to get close to the mountain because I don't want to ever find myself in a situation where my only exit is in the side of the hill.
I can see the snow.
And also,
like he's
really
got
wanting
dandruff
to be cautious
the size of dead
potential
baby mice.
rotor. So if you notice, I have given myself quite a bit of distance from me to the hill. That's so that I have time to think, and I can kind of start to feel if I'm itching into rotor before I'm like fully sent into the rotor. Once I've kind of peaked the mountain like I'm doing right now, I can start to work a little bit closer. I see a telephone, I assume a telephone or radio tower over here. There's probably wires coming off of that tower. I don't want to go near it. There could be telephone poles, bringing power up to it, which would mean I don't want to go, don't want to fly into those, and I'm not going to be able to see them very well. So the first thing is going to be to try and identify some telephone poles, which I do see one already. No, I don't. I don't see one. Now I see one. Now I see two. Now I see three. First, kind of identify where they are, where their path is, and then stay as far away from that as possible.
It's the Paramotor
There's a
Zapper
little building up
3000.
here. This is so cool. There's like a cloud kind of sort of hanging out. Like I totally have visibility. I don't know if the camera is as visible as I am, but I can see just fine. And definitely flying through some mild snow / rain here, which is super cool. Now, I can't go too far that way. I don't want to go too far that way because there is airspace over there that I am not wanted in and don't want to be in.
Gonna need those shades, Trevor.
Take our
Your future's
time,
looking bright.
back this way.
Joke so dad heard a police siren, said, "Oh, they're coming to get you."
Just kind of check out this mountain a bit. Oh yeah, just a bit of a winter wonderland up here. In a bit of snow. This is so cool.
Wonderland,
Again, taking
huh?
it super cautiously.
Your
Don't
body
want
is
to
a
encounter
wonderland.
any rotor. Maybe you don't want to hear what I'm thinking. Maybe you do. Maybe you just want me to hang out like a normal person. But
I want to say nobody wants to know what I'm thinking, but apparently there's like 20 people
not a whole lot of
watching
snow up
me
here.
watch YouTube. So
I guess I
it's pretty
expected
weird.
there to be like a ton of snow on the ground because it's kind of been a snowstorm-ish, the babyest little snowstorm I've ever seen. But I guess I expected to see something more up here than
God, I really want to do a snowy flight. It needs to snow here in Nebraska again.
This is totally fly camping.
It's powdered snow.
I can totally
powdered sugar
over here and fly camping. One of the things that I love with fly camping is being able to see sunrise and sunset. Here in Utah, depending on where you camp, you won't be able to see both. And up here, I think we could see both, which is super sick. Another spot to add to our fly camping experience, part of the advanced training. Look at this. It's so cool.
The show's brought to you by Trevor Steele. He pays me a lot of money, and he's my biggest fan.
I feel like I'm on a ski lift, like just going up, wait. Like I'm sitting here doing nothing, get cold, ski poles under my leg.
One of these days, he's gonna beat me up.
Ski boots,
like just
even though
straight
these
up.
are just regular boots.
Knock me down, give me the business.
I'm just waiting to hit some of that powder. Oh, dude, this is so slick. This is so slick.
There may be
ads
in the usual.
No.
A true discovery.
Get those ads off my channel.
Experience.
Let's see real quick while I have a second. I'm gonna try and
Got to check his dating app.
I'm at 6,900 feet, going 31 miles an hour. I've been gone for 28 minutes. Well, it's 3:28 right now, so it's only been just over a half hour since I left my LZ. So it's crazy, you know, in a half hour I can travel all the way over here and make it to the top of this mountain, to cruise my way down, and I'd keep going. There's a big mountain over there that I really want to explore, but I'm definitely going to get cold. I can already feel it starting to come on. Ooh, my fingers are going to
Yeah,
start getting
I'll
cold.
admit, I like his random
Feeling my left
vlogs.
hand.
You can just tell when he enjoys himself. And
This is so
just screwing around.
pretty. This is so cool. Oh, man. This is so sick. I'm so coming back here to explore every inch of this mountain.
Every inch. Every inch.
Let's
I've
hit
got
this
6
ridge right
inches,
here.
but it smells more like a
This is
foot.
my favorite thing, boys, is to find a ridge and just slowly slide my way down it. It's to me, it's the most like bird-like feeling ever. Is just to like come flying right over the edge and just watch the ground disappear.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he brings out such a
Yeah.
laugh, dude. It's so good. So good.
It's so good,
Oh,
just makes me
yeah.
want to slap your
Look at
mama.
this. This is so sick. Left hand definitely getting really cold here. So we're going to beeline it back as soon as we are down at the bottom. I'm thinking getting out of this rainy snow is going to make me a lot warmer. Hard part with getting cold is it's really hard to get warm again.
It's some rocket science you're dropping on me.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That would be a super fun area.
Look at all those like veins of the mountain. What up, bird? Gonna do a few
So
finger
even if you
puncks
had an
with my
out, you
left
can just
hand.
like glide down to the base probably.
Oh,
He's so
yeah,
maniacal
dude,
when he's
that
doing
would
it.
be
He's just
so
like,
fun.
yes, yes.
All right, I'm gonna try and warm up my fingers here. Press them into that heating pad. We're gonna start cruising our way back. Alrighty, guys, I have made it back near my LZ. The time, for reference, is 3:47. So it's been almost an
Means it's
hour now
business
since we
time.
launched. I peaked at my gas, and we've got tons and tons and tons of fuel. So I'm not worried about fuel. I just was trying to get a little peek on my truck there. I still see it, which is at least a good sign in itself. Back in the foothills, off exploring some more. Look at this, guys. There's like red rock. I don't get it. There's like red and yellow-ish rock here for some reason. And I don't ever see anybody
It
over
was
here
put
like
there
working.
purposefully just to mess
It's
with you.
looked like this for a long time now, and I don't understand what it is. If you know what's going on here, hit me in the comments section and tell me.
I'm an
'cause,
alcoholic, not a
me
geologist.
and a few of my homies have really been wondering, like, why this is like this. Don't know what this is. Maybe
I don't know,
it's an
Greg. I
experiment
think a
gone wrong,
snowflake
and they're just
over there would
hoping
be
not that
freaking fun.
nobody
You could
notices
dress
it because
for
it's
it.
kind of
The
tucked out of the way.
thing I hate about
But
cold
whatever
flying
it is, it
is
kind of
bulky
looks
gloves
cool.
on the
It's
hands.
definitely out of place here, but it looks cool.
But you
That's
could
for
do
sure.
electric glove liners and still have
Can't
some
see any rock
dexterity for
there,
you.
but it's purple. There it is. Yeah, it's funky. Look at this, guys.
Did he say
Chasing
funky
through
or
the
fucky?
roads. This is so sick. Oh, yeah. Out in the outdoors. Ain't nothing around but me and my flying machine. Nobody to bother me.
Dang, the cheat, I really like
Oh,
your
guys,
boots.
check this out. Look, I found a camper lost in the woods. Now they're living it up. That's what I want to be doing right now. Look at that. Out here, middle of absolutely nowhere. I mean, we are the definition of like out here. Like, you would not want to pull that camper out there. That is way the heck out here. Well, guys, we have made it back to the truck, back to the LZ. Let's see what that wind is doing. I don't want to be landing downwind. Is that windsock even moving? I don't think that windsock's even moving. This might
It's
be
just frozen stiff.
a bit of a hot landing, so we'll see how she does. Well, let's see how this Warp 1 does trip neutral here.
Yeah,
Trip
it
all
was
the way
fine
down
in
to
meth lab
Kissimmee.
out there. Freaking Julian.
It is muddy, and I do not want to fall on my face. So let's see how this goes. Oh,
Don't
we're
try
gliding,
meth
we're
and
gliding,
Viagra at the
we're
same time,
gliding.
kids. You get some calluses on your fingers.
My landing gear forgot how to work. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We are
Listen to
down,
that
man.
childlike
We are down.
laughter.
Oh, my legs are
Beautiful.
cold as could be.
Hey guys, we have now landed. I have really cold feet. Almost uncomfortably cold. I'm thinking I'm going to start the truck as soon as I'm done filming.
I always have cold
and
feet.
blast the feet warmer thing, take my boots
Figuratively,
off,
of
put my
course.
shoes back on. Anyways, my feet definitely are cold, okay? Let's take a look at some numbers here because they're going to be important tomorrow when I compare it to a Dudek Warp 2, which I'm very excited to do. So I am about probably 120 kg all the way up with all the ski gear and boots and stuff like that. Flying an 18-meter Warp 2 limitless
Hey, nice
paramotor
jacket.
with a
Who
185
shot the
and a
couch?
140 E-Prop. Okay, we launched with roughly 10 liters of fuel, and we flew for an hour and 12 minutes. We are now at just over 5.5 liters, meaning we burned 4.5 liters in an hour and 12 minutes. Let's talk about some of the stats for all of you that care. Here was our flight path. We launched on the other side, flew all the way up and around. Yeah, you guys can stop the video and look at that if you
Smell
want
his
to.
breath.
We reached a top speed of 44 miles an
He
hour.
really likes his Jolly
We went
Ranchers.
36.4 miles, guys. That's pretty good. 36.4 miles. To me, that just crosses the my consideration of cross country. 30 miles is kind of like my minimum, like, okay, you were cross country, and 50 miles is like really you were kind of cross country. Hour and 12 minutes is what we flew. We went an average of 29 miles an hour, max of 44 miles an hour. Max climb was 4.3 meters a second. Max sink was 8.6. We gained 8,549 feet total. And we went positive 1.7 Gs. They're all the stats for you guys that care. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.
We'll talk about
Take
it at
care.
lunch at work. All right. Nope. No ads. I can't have ads. Stop it. All right. We're going to take a commercial break. But instead of a commercial, I'm going to just play a PPG for Morons video.
This has color. Maybe this yellow is like beef or banana color. Oh, wait, yeah. Okay, that would make red apple. Man, they probably just forgot to label it. Yeah. God, what a bunch of morons. Okay, here I go. Don't go too high. All right. A right.
I don't need to walk around in circles, walk around in circles, walk around in circles, walk around in. Don't need to walk around in circles, walk around in circles, walk around in circles, walk around in.
Hey, has anybody seen that new guy? No, last time I saw him, he was out kiting in the wind.
Oh God! I can't tell what color there.
Motor's in the shed there. He just left. He's gone. I seen him kiting earlier, but.
I don't need to walk around in circles, walk around in circles, walk around in circles, walk around. I don't need to walk around in circles, walk in circles, walk around in circles, walk around it. I don't need to walk around in circles, walk around to well, I'm going, but I get tired of that you meant to move. Let's go to dogs, lay down on the floor for the right price. I can get everything.
But I want the real feeling in this. Okay. I
Okay.
need some real emotion.
All right, Rebby's a director now. I want this one with feeling, Paul.
We're gonna drag you as long as it takes.
This guy's a real hero. He's a real hero. All right, I'm back. All right, what do we want to do next here? I don't know. Do I want to look at Tucker Gott talking about he owns $75,000 worth of paramotor equipment? I mean, that's like worth more than my life. I don't know about that. We've got David Wolf taking 20 minutes to talk about Bad Apples 2023. I don't know. It's a lot of time. Oh, it's so hard. Do I want to watch? Picky. This is how I stand in front of my refrigerator like 20 minutes deciding when I wanted to eat. Let's do Bandera. I really like this guy. If you guys haven't followed Bandera, he's a pretty legit person to watch. Anywho, him and Gemma are doing some SIV. So I'm going to skip to where they're actually doing stuff.
Definitely not, and it gets shorter the longer you're there.
Yeah, but because there's a lot of nil wind, we ended up doing loads of forward launches.
Yeah, not my favourite, but we got good at them, didn't we?
Okay, I want you to build it by yourself now, and I'll tell you when to catch it. Let's go.
I was quite glad to be first off because I was pretty nervous at this point, but Malin was really kind to me, and we started off doing some pitch motion, and then once I got it into a bit of a pendulum, he asked me to cancel it all. After we'd done some pitch, we did the same with roll. I think these were just so that he knew that I could
give us
follow
an
instruction,
SIV.
but also to know that I had the basic maneuvers down. Once he knew I could do roll, we started off with some spirals with natural exits, which is essentially just a little bit of a spiral and then just coming out of it really nice and steady.
So that's not using the exit brake.
Travis
right?
says
That's just
play
going
videos
hands
from
up and
people in
letting
the
it
chat.
come out
Yeah.
automatically.
There's somebody watching, and you're like, hey,
I can
I
already
want you
see
to
that
pull
I'm
up my
sitting too
video.
far forward in my seat.
Make
Your
comments
face
about
is
it.
in
I
between the
totally do
risers
that.
rather
I
than behind,
actually
right?
Yeah.
was going to put a Gareth video on about untangling lines.
Oh, that was good. That was power. But then the compensation and whatnot, that went everywhere.
Yeah, Kevin, it's kind of hard to drive and listen. I need a teammate on this one. Really do.
Then
Julian,
before you knew it, the run was over. So my first run back was
Julian,
pretty
you gotta help
straightforward.
me.
He just asked me
Josh
to do
ditched my
spirals
ass.
with rapid exits on my own, which is the last thing I did 4 years ago.
Perfect. See if you can replicate that on the opposite side. Again, by yourself.
I didn't manage to get a lot of energy into them, but I think they were quite clean, so he seemed quite happy about it.
Yes, good job again. Now let's go with a little more energy. So that means you just need to adjust your timing.
you need to adjust your timing.
Getting closer to putting the nose straight down, but still not not as much as you can go.
Ooh, that's a wild exit.
Good job. On the next straight dive you have, I want you to just push through that last part of the brake range. Now go deep. Lean back, do nothing, boom, and release. Good.
Those do feel quite nice when you come
so
out
nice.
really straight and you go straight up. And you let go of the wing and it's just goes up straight like that. It's real nice.
And check.
You got great body position, great
Man.
catch and release.
So on run number 2 of the day,
It
some
scared the
spiral
crap out of me,
natural
but I
exit
do
to
it.
begin with. I quickly built up to spiral with rapid exit, which Malin kind of gets you to do a bit of a visualization first. So on the way up, we'd all been doing this right arm down, left arm down, right arm down, and then back, and then catch with both arms. But it's really tricky to kind of be thinking about all that.
Got some
longer.
slack on that one.
For me, the tricky thing was the timing with the arms. I was also getting pretty nauseous at this point and getting to the spirals quickly that I kind of went nose down pretty quick. I didn't feel like I was that nose down at the time. This one scared me a little bit because
Holy
I
smokes.
think there were some problems with timing there, which meant that I didn't catch the wingtip. All of this kind of reminded me that the lesson that Malin said about keeping your body close in with your harness, I wasn't very good on this run at doing this.
For the second run, for me, it was more of the same, trying to really dial down the rapid exits and get it super as perfect as possible. And also, it seemed exaggerated at the time to really catch the dive with a lot of brake, but it's really in preparation for future things.
Crack open a can.
So I knew
Squish.
I didn't need to pull that much brake to catch those dives, but it was good practice. Just before me, I think one of the guys that was on the course with us had to throw his reserve. So then that was it for the day, and we went back to the debriefing room.
There's all sorts going on there. This is awesome. This is as fast as you can go on a paraglider.
That's probably all he's got on there that I want to show. Let's see. What do we want to do next? Let's do Danielle. He's got a short one.
Full tank, super high altitude.
That sexy man with his loud pants.
Yes, it is. Motherfucking heavy. All right, we're max loaded right now. Full tank, super high altitude. Just kidding. It's not true. Another day. All right. Oh my god, I hate.
Again, if you want to call in,
it's a bunch of
chat with me.
Layers.
Talk about your
You literally
adventures,
go to the
PBG,
beach,
problems,
short and
personal
t-shirt.
problems. I'm your therapist tonight.
Fair prop.
There's a link in the chat for you.
3, 2, 1. Here goes nothing.
So if you are watching, you want me to comment on your videos, you can private message me on Facebook, Stephen Minty. I am Peppermint Patty's dad. I know, Bill H. I don't watch YouTube anymore, really. I don't know how long I'll actually do this, but this is like the only time I actually watch people's stuff. All right, Danielle, show me some stuff. Come on. I did not prep for this show at all tonight. I was like, people like to hang out. Still gotta do it. flying around, kicking his legs. He's kicking his legs and flying around. Come on, Daniela. Show me some stuff. Show me some skin. Show me something.
Like 45 minutes.
Bro, down low was cold.
We are moving
Up high
on.
was perfect. Down low, like that, not for me. I don't want to go home. Stop complaining, Zach. Go home.
All right, I'm going to pull up this guy because he's gotten a lot of great feedback lately.
In light of
Making
your
decent
unique
videos.
situation,
I'm not all about production quality, but figure throw him up because people enjoy what he does.
Just look at that trike.
Oh,
that is the
mama.
flat product Zenit with
Look
the
at those
Verozzi
ample
Cosmo
tires.
300.
Yeah.
And today, I'm going to build some skis for it.
That puffy jacket. Yeah, I know, Shane. 20 people watching me watch YouTube is a little weird.
All right, I have here
Shane,
one
I
of the
put
skis.
you in my Bad
This is a
Apples video
water
last
ski,
year.
and I
It
chose
was
a
a
water
super
ski
video.
over a traditional like snow ski for a couple reasons. Number one, they're way wider, so that'll help the whole trike be able
So
to
wide,
float
it's
on
got
top
its
of
own
snow a
girth
little better.
certificate.
They're also
Yeah.
a lot lighter than snow skis. They're designed to float, so they're quite a bit lighter. And then number three, they have these grooves along the bottom, which will help when I go to turn the trike in the snow. It'll help grab the snow a little better, I think, and just help it turn a little easier. So the way I'm going to do it is, obviously these skis are way too long the way they are right now. I'm going to cut them down first, take this boot off, and then I'm basically going to build
Oh, yeah, you
an
take that
aluminum
boot off.
bracket that fits
Take
right
it off
here in the
one at
middle
a
of the
time.
ski. That
Slowly.
bracket, it will be just wide enough for the wheel of the trike to sit in, and then I'm going to run a strap over the wheel to each side of the bracket, and the whole ski will strap on to the wheel. So I got this idea
Strap-on?
from
You know, I didn't know
looking
what a
at some
strap-on
pictures
dildo
of
was when
bush
I was
planes up in
younger,
Alaska,
so I
and
wore it
see
on my head like
that's
I was
the way
a
a lot of them are
rhinoceros.
done. So
Let's
I
just say
think
the
it'll
guy
be a
with
really
the
good way to
strap-on
do it
rhino's
because
ass was
then
pretty
I can just
intrigued.
pop the ski on and off.
You just
super
kept
quick
backing
and
up to
easy
me, Your Honor.
Anytime I want to use them. And then to keep the whole thing from rotating in the air, because it'll be strapped to the wheel, I'm going to run a bungee from the front of the ski and also from the back of the ski up to the trike, and that'll keep the whole ski from rotating. So that's the plan. Let's get to it.
I'm going to skip around a little bit because he's got a long video.
All the bungees, because obviously I want the bungee that runs to the front of the ski to be slightly tighter than the one that runs to the back. That way, in flight, the ski is at just a little bit of an incline. Let's get it mounted on and let's do a hang test. Up, so hopefully I can get up before it's too windy, but it's a beautiful day to fly, so we're gonna give it a shot. All right, here goes.
Oh, mama. Come on.
It's working. It's a little sticky there taking off, but
Why is it
it's
sticky?
working.
You tell me. Tell me why it's sticky.
Yeah, they seem to be working good. They're staying in place right where they should. I'm able to turn
All right. Everything looks good. Let's do this. Woo! Yeah. We're doing it.
Yeah, Bill. Who has a forklift in their garage? I don't have that kind of money.
Nice. All the skis are in place. They look good. Sweet.
I have like a weed whacker in my garage. Like the most expensive thing besides my paramotor.
All right. I'm going to bring it in and land for just a minute.
Good videos. He just doesn't swear enough. Or
maybe go warm up. I brought my jet boil just in case, so I could make some hot chocolate and warm up a little bit. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Whoa. Sliding all over the place. Sweet.
Yeehaw.
Well, that was super cool.
All right, let's see what he's got to say.
Sun's already setting. It could end up getting dark on me, so I'm going to just walk down here by this stream and enjoy the beautiful scenery for a second. And I'll probably pack up and head back home.
Alrighty. Yeehaw. Well, I think we should, yeah, fine. I'll pop up David Wolf, see what we need to learn about bad apples. This is 19 minutes about bad apples. That's a long freaking time. There better be some good content in this. If this gets any more exciting, it's going to be like a funeral. I'm judging your music taste, David.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
you did
Lord.
not attend last year's flying. Those are just a couple
So I've
of
actually
highlights that you missed.
wanted to do like
If you're
a
watching
new
this
format
video,
called
hopefully
like
that means you're
SNL
attending the
Weekend Update
2023
Paramotor,
Bad
where I
Apples
talk about
flying in May 18th
paramotor
through the
gossip and
21st
drama.
At Hodges Field.
Try to crack
Hi,
jokes,
my name
but
is David
I would need
Wolf. I'm one of the
script
members
writers
of
in
the
order
Bad
to do that.
Apples
I'd
Flying,
need like
and
a
we
team
are
of like
busy
3
getting ready
people.
for the fly-in this year. If this is your first time attending the fly-in, you're going to get as much information as you need from this video. If this isn't the first time, there are a few updates, so please make sure you watch this
Questioning your
video all
choice
the way
in
to the end
ties.
so that you know everything
Really
that you
am.
need to know before arriving at Hodges Field. Now, first of all, let's talk about the cost. Last year, the cost was $60 per
If you
pilot.
can afford a paramotor, you
and
can afford to get in there.
$35. Best to know how much you're going to have to pay. So let's just
20
figure
bucks
this
is
out.
20
Let's
bucks.
say you need a 30 amp for 3 nights. That's $90. Amazing food. Bring extra cash for that. The Bad Apples always prides itself
It's just
on
all
being
about
a
the money.
charitable fly-in, which means we donate 100% of the proceeds back to charity. This year, we are going to honor several different charities. We're going to recognize them and honor them right at
Going to
the fly-in.
recognize the militant
One of the
wing of
biggest
the
concerns
Salvation
we have
Army.
as we begin to plan the fly-in each year is, where are we going to put everybody? And this fly-in has really attracted international attention. We have a lot of people coming in from across the world.
Eugene
We had
Cousins
some
doesn't
last year, we
count
have
as
more this
international.
year. Plus, I see the people in the United States as well. So we've really put a lot of consideration into the camping. We've had a lot of different requests. We can't satisfy everybody, but I think what we've done is
Well, I can satisfy
as many
everybody.
people as we can.
You just
We're going to
gotta
talk
spit
about
on it.
where you can camp and where you cannot camp in just a moment. But before we do that, let's also recognize that there are some people who like to get to the fly-in early. It's not our preference because we're just setting up throughout the days before the fly-in, and we're
Like they're
ready
super
that
early.
morning of Thursday, the 18th, not before that. But does that mean you can't come to Hodges Field? Of course you can. come to Hodges Field. A couple things you need to know though. Number one, don't pay anybody from the Bad Apples for your camping. That has to go to Mr. Mac Hodges or his staff. Okay, so you're going to pay for that directly to them. You'll still be able to use the bathrooms and showers that they have there as well. You will not be able to use the porta potties. Those porta potties are rented for the fly-in. They will remain locked until Thursday morning because there's just no one there to take care of them and put new toilet paper in and clean them if they need to be cleaned. So those will stay locked until Thursday morning. Now,
taking a poop outside the porta potties.
I'm going to show you where everything is. You're going to see some spots that are marked in yellow. Those are specific spots for sponsors, and we have a lot of sponsors that are signed up, and we're so grateful. I'm not going to go through who all the sponsors are right now. That would take a whole nother video, but you will definitely see their names all over the banners and T-shirts, and we're
like
so
some guy
excited
watching
that
YouTube, and
so many,
like 20 people are watching me watch YouTube.
With this flying. That's
I'll tell you right
absolutely
now,
wonderful to see in our
I'm going to be in that sponsor
so
area.
because of that, we want to be able to give them a spot on the flight line. We'll talk about that just in a second. So if you should get to the fly-in early, you're welcome to park and camp anywhere you want. But if you park in one of these areas that are marked in yellow, you will be asked to move Thursday morning.
Right,
also,
Dave.
the sponsors, their tents will be set up right up to that.
Why does
flight line.
Aviator get
It's
a
a great
special tent right
opportunity
there?
for people to come around to see what to the west.
Oh, it's the
or the
Aviator
left
tent
on
with
this
the
picture
Aviator
is
people.
wide open. On
Yeah.
the right or the east end of the
Wendy,
field, you can
I hope
see where
you're
it
watching.
says sponsors tents. So sponsors will be set up there. There's also going to be a couple spots for a few Bad Apple
sponsor,
volunteers who are going to
that's
be
where the cool
working
kids are.
constantly
If you're
throughout
not
the
cool,
event. They will be setting
be
up
over
there
here
as
in the
well.
Aviator area.
And behind that and going up towards the north, you can see there's more purple area there. It should be
Ooh, I
prime
like
real
purple.
estate this year after people really discovered it last year. So you can see where the pavilion is. Now, vendors have a couple choices. They can go ahead and find a spot where they like to camp and be taken off. It doesn't matter who you are. You will be taken off the field until you have that wristband.
If you don't have your wristband, then we got to ID it for
The
beer.
bathrooms, the porta potties. We're not hitting butt out onto the grass or littering or letting their dog run out there and make a mess and not clean up after their dog. That person will be asked to leave the fly-in, not the field, the fly-in. Gone, done. That's it. That is no ifs, ands, or buts
They're
about
very
it.
strict.
or cigarette
They'll
butts.
paddle you.
You must clean up after yourself at all times. Drones. No flying drones. Last year we started this rule. It made the flying a lot safer. A pavilion that shows you a map of the area. There's an airport in the area. You just can't fly over. One of my favorite rules in any flying is launch and leave. There's so much going on.
Lunch
There
and
are
leave?
pilots
Ooh, I
that have
like
been flying
lunch.
for decades. There are pilots and lands. Also, this is an active runway. So you may be lining up to launch, you're about ready to launch, and a air boss comes over and says, the thing I like to see at fly-ins is people taking all their equipment on the field and taking all their equipment off the field. Do not take your glider. Walk all the way out to the other side of the field, lay it out, and then go all the way back to your campsite, grab your motor, and carry that out. Take
What
it
if I
all
set
out
up
at
and then I
once.
have to poop?
You want to make sure you go through your checklist, make sure you're prepared to launch, make sure everything is safe, but let's do it expeditiously. Let's make sure that we're doing it as quickly as possible so that we can get all these people on and all these people out. It's very nerve-wracking to go to a fly-in and see the entire field covered with gliders, and all you need to do is land because something's concerned about not having air conditioning. Don't hit the power lines. Just be safe. Speaking of safety, let's talk about a medical emergency. We've had a couple accidents in the last couple of years that have happened. We have a medical, we'll have part of the field blocked off just for them so that they can do that. If you are one of those pilots and you're interested in doing that, please go ahead and reach out to. Absolutely love them. Guest speakers. Some of them were international speakers, and we plan on doing the same thing. Really memorable for you.
lot
So excited.
of video,
for you.
David.
And also the sponsors who have donated generously to help make this fly-in
I don't
possible.
know about your
Thank
suit.
so
You
much
should have
for
unbuttoned that
being a
one
part of a
button.
greater
Just let the
community and
suit
helping
jacket
to
open
strengthen
up.
this flying community. So that is it. That is all the information on the 2023 Bad Apples Fly-In, May 18th.
All right. I am set up for success. That is what I'm talking about. Do I got anything else going on? Let's see. I really don't want to watch a video about $80,000 of paramotors. We'll do one more. Go back to Paramotor Mahoney.
Here are 3 reasons why a gun
I think I
alone
actually met
is
this guy
not
at Bad
enough
Apples.
to keep you safe.
Not the
Reason
guy in the
number
ad. Ooh, sexy music. I like it. Get down with this.
Sponsored by Kangoo.
What? Why does he get a
Today,
sponsorship?
the fellas and I were taking off to do a little flight between the layers of earth and cloud. There's Scotty. Hello. Motor started up very nice. Everybody had their wings all laid out.
This is going to be the last video of the evening.
Nice inflation, Scott.
You guys
got
want to
right up in the
get?
air.
I will do a short after show. You guys want to get in? Post the link right here.
And I'm leaving in the whole process of what I do. Kind of show. I've got a whole set of things I do. I always go left hand, right hand.
After
then I
show's just a
kick
private
step
Zoom if
forward,
you're new.
Check left, right.
Just come talk, whatever you
Go
want to do.
back. Give a little throttle. Just make sure everything's ready to go. Easy run. Lean back. Right up off the ground. And since I've got such a long runway to work with here, I check everything when I'm up in the air, decelerate a little bit, and really get into my chair and get comfy.
Gets comfy. Goes and whips some shitties instead.
Thank you, Scott. Scott brought beach balls to the airport today, and that was a ton of fun kicking those. This fella here at the airport is getting rid of his hangar. He's moving it to a totally different airport. Can you imagine having the funds enough to be able to move your entire hangar?
Sounds like a problem with a.
Check
Yeah,
that out.
sounds like
So
a
we
guy
were right
with a
between
coke
the layers,
problem.
the sun was coming right through. Beautiful.
It's a lot of money. It's worth more than my life. That's why I always say cocaine is God's way of telling you you have too much money.
As you can tell, I'm
Like having $80,000 worth of paramotor.
pretty exclusively on these wing overs. I'm really enjoying it, really getting the hang of it, starting to click pretty much every time. It's not scary anymore, but I am still being as cautious as I can be as I learn and practice this and practice and practice.
Shane Wyman says, I
This
don't
was a
think the
Monday
ladies have
morning,
runways
so
anymore. That was the
I don't know if
90s.
the week starts off like this.
There's a lot of
It's gonna be a
people
good
that are
week.
pretty lazy. I could be that way myself.
It's still,
Back in my day,
still
the fellas
almost
really
500 weeks
loved
in
a
here.
little
Still
bit of grass
surreal
on the
to
fairway.
have this perspective. Thank you so much, Scott. This is the first or one of the very first videos I've gotten to see where I get to see what it looks like from the outside view.
Oh, he's whipping some shitties.
That hydron throws around pretty easy.
Man, I almost bought a
So
hadron.
also with this hydron, I noticed if I
Went
pull
with
the
the
tabs
Dudek
before I
Solo,
let the
smaller
tabs
size.
out, it's so much easier. Pull them back in. So I want to go down and check out the
Shane Wyman, you
cows
dirty
were
bastard.
Not near the cows.
Looking at you too, Bob.
Just where the cows were.
You gotta scorch the earth.
I thought Scott was dragging his feet on these plants.
Nice kicks, dude.
There goes Scott down a little corridor of cut down shrubbery or whatever. He's about to do. I love doing that. Where there's a big tree or a bush or something like that. You can fly up over it, pop up over it.
Oh, we went from grass
We'll be
runways
seeing
to
a lot of
big
these wing
bushes.
overs, I think, in the
Ugh.
future. One thing
This
I
is
really want to
escalating
try is
very
my Luna
quickly.
2. It's the exact same size as this hydron, but I have not taken it out to try to do any of these wing overs since I've really dialed in a wing over. Be on the lookout for that. I'll have to do that pretty soon. Boom! I'm pretty sure that those things are going to be deflated. We're kicking them going like 40 miles an hour. Nice job. There's New Dan.
I fly with this
he's-
cop
I don't know how many flights he has now.
that went and decided to kick a
20
water
plus
bottle I
flights.
had out on the field on stand while he was flying.
This guy
Put a big old
practices. He
dent
comes
in
out
it,
to the field and
but
just
it ended up hurting his
stays in
foot
this
more
little
than it
pattern
did my
and
water
practices,
bottle.
practices. So that was a pretty rough
Shrubbery.
landing.
Yes, we're watching paramotor music or paramotor videos and talking about
That hurt my ankles.
nether regions, I guess.
Oh, really?
And you were running pretty fast.
Yeah.
So I just wondered if you bury them a little more, if it'll slow you down a little bit.
That's a good idea.
He's wearing a
Thank you very
short
much.
sleeve shirt over a long sleeve shirt.
That was super nice of you.
That's
or,
what I'm
sorry,
doing.
That was super nice of Matt to have given me some advice there, and I indeed tried it and it worked out great. Here's Scott. You can see from how our wings are just kind of flopping down on the ground here that it was a pretty nil win day.
Whew.
And came down.
I've landed like that.
BGD Magic can take a beating though. I've seen that happen many, many times, and those wings are pretty robust as an A-wing. Here goes Tim. Brian kicking Scott in the hand.
No, he's foot dragging.
Tim practicing some foot drags.
That windsock was limp. Whew. It feels wet. That's kind of funny.
Come to
All right.
TurboTax. And
Enough of this business. Got to get on with my life. All right, folks. I wasn't lying. I really got a short sleeve shirt over a long sleeve shirt over a short sleeve shirt over a long sleeve shirt. And I'm pretty sure this shirt is backwards. So I'm really struggling tonight. It's time to get off. If you were tuning in, thank you. I'll put a link in the chat. If you want to come on the after show. It's called an after show. I don't know. But anywho, if we don't see you on there, we'll see you in there. Yeah.